Morning, everyone. We are live. We are live right here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is happening. Good morning. Please join us here for your immigration moment of Zen. Welcome, Musa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bimbo Lady, welcome. Alex Williamson has joined us. Sarah Holt Foundation Fontenot has joined us. Welcome to all. Now, today we are talking about delayed asylum applications. What am I talking about? Well, you applied for asylum years ago and your asylum application is stuck. You're still waiting for your interview. How can that be? I'm going to talk to you about what's going on with delayed asylum applications and asylum applications in general. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what we can do to help you. And I'm going to answer every question that you have, or at least try to. That's right. That's what I'm going to do. Now, why should you listen to me? What do I know? Well, I'm Josh Goldstein. I'm an immigration lawyer. I'm someone who cares, and I'm committed and determined to help you reach your immigration goal. We help people with green cards through marriage, with citizenship, waivers, many other types of immigration cases. But we're especially known for helping people whose immigration cases are delayed. You've applied for a green card or citizenship or a visa or a work permit or anything else like this, and instead of getting approved, your application is just stuck. And speaking of asylum, we have a question. Can Israelis seek asylum? Why not? Sure, anyone can seek asylum. As long as you can prove that you have a well-founded fear of being persecuted in your home country based on your race, religion, your ethnicity, your political opinion, and certain other particular social groups. We do not prepare asylum applications, but what we do is we help people whose asylum applications are delayed. I always ask this question to everyone. Let me know where you are coming at us from. Let me know. I'm always curious. I am in downtown Los Angeles. And for all of my Muslim friends out there, Eid Mubarak to you. Musa's in Ohio. We have so many clients in the Columbus area. Tiger says, bro, how long does it take for 221G to clear after interview for I-130? And the answer is no one knows. And that's one of the hard things about 221G. You don't know where the finish line is. You might, the longest 221G delay that I've seen is about 9 years. South Carolina's in the house. Welcome, Sherry. Hope you're doing great. Where am I from? I am from the United States. I live in Los Angeles. Houston, Texas is here with Mary. Let me know where you're at. Finish the wall. Oh, looks like we have a Trumper who's joined us. Welcome. Dallas, Texas. That's where I grew up. Love it. Watching from Indiana. I love it. Love it. Top 3 favorite cereals. Grape nuts, cornflakes, and Rice Krispies. Definitely. Definitely. Miami, Florida. Love Miami. Welcome. Tiger says, my asylum application is dismissed. Do I still need to leave the country, or can I file an I-45? That is a very case-specific question. In order to answer that accurately, I would need to review your case, your file. Are you in court? I have lots of questions in order to get to that. Frank Valenzuela from Illinois. Welcome. He has a conditional green card. Can I apply for global entry without problem? Global entry. I don't know about that. Global entry is not exactly within my expertise. Honey Stumbo says, hi, you don't get back to me. Let me know how I can help. I'm sorry if there was some sort of miscommunication, but let me know how I can help. um, all right. Husband and I got married in September. Congratulations. Too soon to file for adjustment of status. No. What are you waiting for? Let's get it filed. Do it. I mean, it's not going to look better if you wait years. Just get it filed. I'd love to talk to you, brother, says Sanjay Wangchung 148 on Instagram. By the way, where are we live right now? We are live on Facebook. We are in a Facebook group for visa delays that has 15,000 members. We're in there. We are live on YouTube. Love YouTube. We're live on Twitter or X. We are live on TikTok, for God's sakes. And also, we are live on the gram, on Instagram. Where else could we be live? I don't even know. But if I were, I would do that. Mary says, do I work on Mandamus? Yes. I get up in the morning and I sue USCIS and consulates all over the world. And then I go home, and then the next day I get up and do it again. We file about 60 Mandamus cases a month, and we file them everywhere, all over the country. I am admitted in California, Massachusetts, New York, Washington State, and I'm applying for a law license in Minnesota, Maine, and Iowa. We have admissions in federal district courts across the country, so we can file these cases wherever we want to. Mary, we would love to help you. Book a free consultation with our team in my bio. Chrissy, I've been in administrative processing for 2 months. Can we hire your service? Yes and no. Let me tell you. So what we do is we help people whose cases are stuck in administrative processing. And we file lawsuits to get their cases unstuck and approved. And we do that based on an allegation that there's been an unreasonable delay. 2 months is not enough time to be successful. We take on cases at the 4-month mark. So if you are still stuck a month from now, then we can take on your case. Which is faster, the fiance visa or a married visa? The fiance visa is faster, but there are some downsides to the fiance visa. Namely this: would you rather do 2 immigration cases or 1 immigration case? Right? Would you rather pay a lawyer to prepare 2 immigration cases or 1 immigration case? If you do a married-based case, you have 1 case. You get married, you file the case, you get your green card. If you do fiance visa, you apply for your fiance, you go through all that, and then at the end, you get a visa to come into the US. Then you start over and you have to do another case. So our firm does both visas, the fiance visa and marriage visa. And I'm not taking sides on which one's better. They're just different advantages and so on. I have a YouTube video where I explore all this. I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Let me know. JJR entered the country with ESTA from Spain, stayed for 6 years. How can he get a work permit? You can get a work permit through marriage to a U.S. citizen. I hate giving that advice to people because they're like, all the lawyers tell me I got to just go get married. I don't want to get married. And I respect that. However, what are you going to do? Veronica, Peaceful Talks, welcome. Annie Latana, welcome. Jeremy, welcome. Jeremy says, my husband entered illegally. Will he get denied when we apply for his visa? Well, Jeremy, let me know in the comments below where you're located, by the way. And also, what I would say is you really need to lawyer up. I know it sounds very Maryland, great. I know it sounds self-serving for me, a lawyer, to tell people to hire a lawyer. that sounds like I'm just promoting my own business or whatever. But if your spouse entered the US illegally, you got to lawyer up. You got to get somebody who knows what they're doing, who's experienced and understands exactly the best path. We would love to help you. We take on cases in all 50 states, and you can book a free consultation um, with my team. Now, Zia Pisces says, it's Zia. How am I doing? I'm doing great. He filed a mandamus lawsuit with you for CR1 visa delay. Sakile is handling the case. Sakile is awesome. He is reputation in our office as being super smart and always kind of like very optimistic and gets great results for clients. We love having him. So this is great. Retha Godoy. Hello, Joshua. We are parents, citizens, and had an interview in the UK about 2 months ago. They're holding our passport. Is this a good sign? No, it's not a good sign. A good sign would be you have your visa and you're on an airplane going to be with your family, right? I think what you mean is it a positive sign that they asked for your passports? I wish I could say yes, but I don't know. I mean, you're not there until you're there. By the way, if you're on TikTok or Instagram and you share this live, I would be grateful for that because it's really important to me. So let me know. Here's a good question. Here's a good question. My lawyers, you have lawyers that don't like fighting hard cases. That's not true. We fight like hell for hard cases. But it depends on the case. We don't do everything. We only take on certain types of case. They gave Retha a green form for administrative processing only. What questions can I answer for you, Retha? I mean, I think there's two ways out of administrative processing. Number one, you can try to wait it out, and that usually works for most people. And the second thing you can do is you can file a lawsuit to challenge the delay. Those are the two things that you can do. Zia says, Inshallah. Eid Mubarak to you as well. I think I'm not Muslim, but many of my friends are. So I think tomorrow is Eid. Is that right? Let me know. Is it? If you know, let me know so I know when and what to say to people. Today is Eid. Amazing. Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Not a Muslim, but I'm an ally, and I have a lot of friends. Rahel is here. Welcome. Alex, how important is specific information consistency for visa, i.e. consistent names, dates, narrative discrepancies? If there are issues between supporting documents, is that a big deal? Well, I'd like to know specifically what you're saying. What are you talking about? Yes. If you say you lived in France and Spain, and it turns out you were in, Pakistan the whole time, that's inconsistent. But I think it's not. I mean, it's mission impossible if you're off by a month or a week or something with your dates. So I would make an extraordinary effort to try to make your applications accurate and consistent and so on, but don't get hung up on it, and don't let perfectionism stop you from applying. Does that help, Alex? Can an asylum seeker marry an undocumented person? Yes, you can. The question is, what immigration path would help you get your green card at that point? Alex says, I say the psych evaluation has 5 siblings and my declaration has 6 siblings, for example. I'm a student mostly doing research. Are you applying for asylum, Alex? I mean, give me a little more context. Because I think the problem that you run into is when there are inconsistencies in your story or your information, it damages your credibility, right? Um, it damages your credibility because it looks like you may not be speaking, you may not be telling the truth. That's my fear. How long does it take for an asylum seeker to be granted asylum? That is a good question. It's a very fair question. Let's put it this way. USCIS publishes no specific information on processing times. Assad, welcome. The best way to get on a call with me is to book a free case evaluation with our team. You can do that. There's a link in my bio. Honey Stumbo, I was filing for my son and they denied the case. They said we need to appeal, and I sent it 7 months ago. I don't hear anything yet. Okay, I know there was some miscommunication, Honey Stumbo, but we would love to help you. Please give us a call or book a free case evaluation with our team. Let me know. Sekili works at your California office or Boston. Our whole firm works remotely, including me. So we're scattered all over the place. We have Wamek Tiwari. Hope I said your name right or didn't butcher it too much. Says my RFE for my medical for I-40 was received by USCIS a month ago. What should I expect? You should expect to get approved, right? And I think your approval will come soon because there's only one reason that they ask you for a medical exam. It's because they want to approve you. There's no other reason, right? That's been my experience. OPT is set to, let's see here. My adjustment of status was filed in December 2021. Still no response. I left the US. Did you leave with advanced parole? If not, your case is, I think it's over when you leave, which is disappointing, right? Let me know what questions I can ask you. Sean, he's back. I love it when you tune in. You ask great questions. It says, my wife got 221G on November 4th in Lebanon 5 months ago. Do I file again or wait till I get a response? Well, the solution to administrative processing delay, Sean, if you're listening, there are two possible solutions. First of all, I'm sorry your wife is in administrative processing, but there are two solutions. One, you can wait it out, right? It's been 5 months. You can wait it out. I do offer free consultations. Yes. And the second thing you can do is you can file a mandamus lawsuit. And waiting is a good strategy, but a lot of people find out that waiting just leads to more waiting. Sean, for example, has been sitting around for 5 months. He hasn't gotten anywhere. So the solution that I would offer you, Sean, is I would encourage you to file a lawsuit to get this unstuck. And this is something I can help you with. Sean, where are you located, by the way? Let me know in the comments. Curious. Suleiman, USCIS after marriage in USA process showed card was produced. What does that mean? Sean's in Ohio. Fantastic. The Buckeye State. I love it. We can help you out there. We have clients in Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Toledo. I don't know where else. Cedar Point, maybe. Probably not. But my entire family lives in Cleveland, Ohio. Beechwood, Shaker Heights. Yeah, Sean, I got you. If you're serious about getting this delay unstuck, book a call with my team and we'll take care of this. Um, Alex says I have a warm personality. Thank you. That's very warm personality. That's very kind of you. Yes, I have. I'm fortunate to lead a blessed life. I have a wife and two lovely boys, and um, I can't. I have nothing to complain about. It's amazing. And I always, these live broadcasts really give me a shot in the arm because I get really inspired by your questions and it's just, I feel like I have the best job in the world helping people get their approvals. Just yesterday, I'll tell you a story. I have this guy, his name is Ivan. He's a lovely human being and he had a really difficult immigration path. He applied for citizenship. We took on his case. His wife is undocumented, so that there's a big stakes. If he gets citizenship, he can help her get a green card. And we just got it approved. So it's awesome news. Awesome, awesome news. Lindsay, how often does filing a mandamus twice for the same case happen? We are at USCIS stage and want to file. What are the chances of getting stuck again and at the next stages? You know what? We just talked about this in a team meeting. Here's how it works. If your case, so Lindsay, is your visa petition, your I-130 stuck? The most challenging part about this case was he did something, he made a mistake in his life that that it was a silly thing that he did accidentally. And we had to explain that. Lindsay, so your I-130 has been pending for 27 months. Is it for a sibling or your spouse? Let me know. Don't expunge your California criminal record without talking to an immigration lawyer. Don't do that. Okay, Lindsay, how do I say this without sounding too pushy? But we can definitely help you. Here's what I would do if I were your lawyer. First, we would file a writ of mandamus lawsuit to challenge the delay of the I-130. Okay, because that's crazy. 27 months is crazy. Then your case will end up at the NVC. It's going to take you at top speed 6 months to get through the NVC stage. Then you're going to have to wait for an interview. Okay. The mandamus lawsuit is not going to allow you to skip those steps. But the problem is you will never get to that step without getting your I-130 approved. So you have to get that I-130 approved. Then if you get stuck and you can't get an interview, which might happen, we may have to do a second lawsuit, but we do that at a severely reduced cost. We are with you until your husband has that visa. So, but you just have to understand that there's a multi-step process. I-130 visa petition, NVC, and interview. 3 steps. Honey Stumbo, how can she call me? Book a free Eid Mubarak to everyone. Yes. David Rose passed his citizenship interview a month ago and still hasn't received the oath ceremony. So, David, if you're listening, I have a very, very, important piece of information for you, and that is this. USCIS is required by law to make a final decision on your naturalization application within 120 days of the interview. 120 days, that's it. And what happens if they don't make a decision within 120 days? Well, you have the right to sue them and have a judge take over the case. We do these cases all the time. We love doing it. So if your naturalization application is delayed, we can help you. I just no, I'm not only able to help cases in California. We have clients all over the country in all 50 states. Lindsay says, have you encountered a situation where the petitioner was the one interviewed for a spouse outside the US? Highly unusual. Highly unusual. That is not something that's normally done. Did that happen in your case? Granular inconsistencies, minor inconsistencies, ever an issue? Sometimes, sometimes, if you are applying for asylum and you're in immigration court where it's a contested hearing, and they're trying to impeach your credibility, then they could play gotcha, where they try to trick you and get you to flub the dates of something that happened long ago. It's not very fair minded. Lindsay, did a lawyer help you with your I-130 application, or did you do it on your own? Because I'm wondering whether you might not have filled it out correctly. Maybe you put that it's supposed to be done in the U.S. when it's supposed to be at the at the at a consulate. Is that right? Is your spouse outside the U.S., Lindsay? Zia put, oh, paid $5,000 to an immigration lawyer. Well, why is that lawyer not helping you? Is the lawyer telling you just have to wait? And your spouse is outside the U.S., Zia, right? Why don't you take a look at the I-130 and see what it says on page 3, where there's that section where it says, are you going to be, Lindsay, you're outside the U.S. and you're the beneficiary. Where are you, Lindsay? So I'm looking at Zia now. She says, 1 week after my interview, I got an email to write 15 years of questions. I did on the same day because they asked me to type all the questions in an email. They didn't send the form. That's the DS 5535. The Philippines. Salamat, salamat, salamat. My wife is Filipina. She's American, but from Filipina ethnicity, half Filipino. My favorite food is lumpia. I like lumpia. Hamda says, can I deport someone who is looking for asylum, but they're not telling the truth about it? I'm not on that team. I'm on the team of trying to help people avoid being deported. Sometimes people are like, I want you to help me get my ex-wife deported. That's not my vibe. I don't do that. Okay, so Lindsay, your form was accurate. It said you're outside the US and you're doing your interview in Manila. We can help you. We can help you with this. Radicals from YouTube. Hi, Josh. If you're on asylum in the US and you want to visit with your family, what options do you have if the asylum application has not been heard since 2018 and request for expedited hearing not approved? I have a question about that. Are you in immigration court proceedings right now, or did you apply for asylum affirmatively with USCIS? Please let me know. Um, I mean, the one thing you can't do if you're applying for asylum or asylum application is with USCIS and not court hearing. Okay, radicals, here's what you need to do. You've been waiting for 6 years, roughly, for your asylum interview. That is crazy. That is insane. Nobody should have to wait 5 or 6 years for their asylum hearing. What we need to do is we need to challenge this delay and stop waiting and file a mandamus lawsuit to get you your interview and get you a decision and hopefully get you approved. That could be done in a couple of months. So, how does this relate to traveling and seeing your family? Well, if you get approved for asylum, you can petition for your minor children using Form I-730. You can petition for your spouse. And if it's extended family, then you can have them come visit you in the US, or you could possibly meet them in a third country. You can't go to your home country, obviously. Um, yeah, Zia, I'm very much looking forward to getting this done. Um, here's someone, SRAVSS9999 says, for my pending 221G, my employer said we won the mandamus lawsuit, but it's been a month and no update on the case. Well, then why did they say you won then? I don't get it. To me, winning means getting the visa, hopefully, right? Can I do AOS with a dismal misdemeanor? I'm not sure what a dismal misdemeanor is. Dismissed misdemeanor. The dismissed misdemeanor depends on what it is. Marijuana possession would cause big problems, even if it might be a misdemeanor. Lindsay says, I feel like our lawyer didn't send enough proof of our relationship. She sent 2 pictures of us together, a marriage certificate, passports. Do you think that could be the reason for the delay? It sounds like the relationship wasn't adequately documented, but I don't think that there's any explanation or reason for a 27-month delay. That's crazy. How many years are reasonable to sue the government for an asylum interview delay? I would say 2 years. If you haven't had your interview in 2 years, then nobody's doing anything. But often we meet people who've been waiting for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years for their asylum interviews. It's kind of crazy. It is crazy. It's not fair. Baywar, what questions do you have? He says thank you, but he didn't ask me any questions, I don't think. Here's a question from Heya. After the I-601 waiver approved, what's the next step? So first of all, congratulations on getting your I-601 waiver approved. Those are not easy to get approved. There's a few things that make them hard. First of all, they're hard to prepare. They're hard to document. The filing fee is expensive. The amount of legal work involved is extensive. And the processing times are very long, years and years. So it's great that you got that approved. Unfortunately, what happens with the I-601 waivers? Now, hey, are you at a consulate abroad? Or are you in the U.S.? Regardless of where you are, you should be getting approved now. You should be getting approved. Is it safe to travel on a refugee travel document based on a granted asylum with a pending I-45? To travel with an I-45, you have to have advanced parole travel document. You also can't go back to the country that you applied for asylum from. So in other words, if you are from Iran and you say you apply for asylum, you say, I can't go back to Iran. I want to seek asylum. And then you go back to your cousin's wedding in Tehran. That's not going to help you, right? Asylum case for Bewar Haji. Eid Mubarak to you. Asylum case with Chicago from March 2015. Okay. That was more than 9 years ago. No interview. What can you do? You got to contact me. Please, I beg you to hire me and contact me. What I would do is I would file a lawsuit against the office. I would force them to make a decision on your case. And I wouldn't allow them to continue waiting, making you wait any longer. Don't do it. You're wasting your time. Don't do it. I have a series on TikTok, a playlist. I'm going to try to make like 100 different videos on everything that you need to know if you're applying for asylum and your case is delayed, because so many people out there are suffering. Can a person be granted permanent residency if they've been here on a work permit for 15 years? No. The length of time you're in the US doesn't qualify you for a green card. You have to have some basis. DV lottery win, uh, petition from a spouse, petition from an employer, something like that. Here's a question from Shiwati Tigre. Says, after my divorce is finalized, how many months do I have to wait to be remarried abroad? Well, I suppose as soon as your marriage is terminated through divorce, at that moment, you're no longer legally married and you could get remarried. So the problem that I see in my practice, and I've been practicing immigration law for more than 20 years, the problem is people screw this up. The date that your marriage ends through divorce is a technical matter that people don't know. So a lot of times people will get married before their divorce is final. So you have to be 100% certain that your divorce truly is final. Here we have Wayne Regretsky. I like that name. Born Canadian citizen debating an asylum claim at Landport. Good idea or very bad idea in your opinion? Are you seeking asylum from Canada? Like you're afraid you're going to get persecuted by the Canadian government if you go back there? I am skeptical that such a claim could get approved. Not knowing anything about you or what you've been through, but Canada is a country with an impressive human rights record. It's not like you're from North Korea or something like that. I mean, what would be the basis for you to claim asylum in the U.S.? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not a serious question. But I think the Regretsky part of your name may be a dead giveaway if you're doing this. We have a very smart person here, Shiwati Tigre, always following my advice. At least when it comes to immigration, I give the good advice. On matters outside of immigration, my advice is more questionable. Morella Sanchez, can an attorney write pardon letters? There are attorneys who specialize in the pardon process. I am not one of them. So asking me about how to get a pardon is kind of like ordering a pizza at a Chinese restaurant. You know, they don't, I don't know what to do with that. I'm sorry. It was a legitimate question. I do not think you should apply for asylum from in the U.S. because of your fear of returning to Canada. I mean, maybe there's more to your story, but I think that that would be graded with a lot of skepticism. I don't know. Dowdy, can you get an extension on your green card if you're divorced? Yes, you can. These are tricky cases. We specialize in them. Okay, bud. One of my recent Canadian clients had the most stereotypical Canadian job ever. He was not a lumberjack or maple syrup extractor. He worked for the Montreal Canadiens. I thought that was pretty cool. Lindsay, hoping there are discount giveaways after this live. Well, I don't have discount giveaways, but I think that when I take on a new client, my goal is that the person will get a benefit from me, from my service that would greatly exceed the fee that I charge. Lindsay, if I can get your I-130 approved quickly so that you can get on track towards your interview, I think that that would be valuable to you and would give you peace of mind. I'd be like that sometimes. Joined us. Monica Ballerina joined us. She's been waiting for a travel document for more than a year. Is that normal? No, it's not normal. We can help you with that. Not normal. Not fair. Not right. Kaleem Arif, my college fee is covered with financial aid. Is that a problem? If you want to get a student visa, you're going to have to meet all the requirements to show that you can cover your tuition, room and board without working in the U.S., and you have to meet other requirements. Is it right for USCIS to interview kids under the age of 14? I mean, typically the parents would be there. There may be some requirement that they have to appear so they can be processed. Shiwate Tigre, after divorcing and getting remarried abroad, how long does it take to bring my partner to the U.S.? Depends whether you're a citizen or a permanent resident, which country you're in. Fawad Ahmadi, he says he had to file an N-400 and he just got denied and he applied again. Do you suggest any better? Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and then expecting a different result. So hopefully, Fawad, you lawyered up. You had a really, really good lawyer, and the lawyer cured the problem of the previous application. Wayne Regretsky says, my common law wife is Native American and she gains her green card. She can sponsor me. I like that better than the asylum. I like that better. That sounds like it makes more sense. Sunny joined us. Christian's here. Brooklyn 4487 on Instagram. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know what other questions. I am going to put my email into the chat on YouTube. If you have a question, you can email me. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, my email is in my bio. How can you contact me? You can book a free case evaluation with our team using the link in my bio. You can also email me in the bio. These are all ways. You can call my office too. Sure. The phone number is in the bio. Does advanced parole put the asylum application? Can I have Israel removed as a place of birth on my U.S. passport when I'm applying? No. No, you can't. I don't think you can change your place of birth on there or remove it. Buffalo moved to the US from Canada, waiting for a visa, had a baby while here, waiting since June. I hope you get it soon, my friend. I hope you get it soon. Buffalo got married. Congrats. Um, Chrissy Love 88. Do I take new cases if an I-45 is still pending after 2 years? Yes. If it's been pending for 2 years, we would file a mandamus lawsuit and get you approved. I don't have an office in Michigan, but I do have a lot of clients in Michigan, and we take on cases in Michigan. A lot of our clients are in the Dearborn area, Flint, Grand Rapids, Detroit, Ann Arbor, you name it. Roberto Zapata, welcome. Kaleem says he had his interview in March and fill out the DS 5535. No answer. I'm not sure what your question is, but let's give it a little time. Maybe you'll get your visa in a week or a month. If it hasn't come after a few months, then you may want to reach out to us and we can help you out. Let's see here. Here's Pretty Liz. Can my partner file for my children while I'm in Canada because my B2 got canceled? Yes, you can. If your partner's a U.S. citizen. Do I handle NIW? I don't prepare national interest waiver cases. I do help people who have filed for national interest waiver whose national interest waiver cases are delayed. That's one thing I do. Chrissy Love, smart move. She's going to contact us on Friday. That's great.